Imagine standing on a wind-scoured hill, the stones beneath your feet warm from the sun and heavy with echoes. Around you, the air carries voices, poets, soldiers, philosophers, each speaking across centuries. This is Greece, a place where myths and history entwine, where the decisions of a few shaped the lives of many, and where ideas born in small city-states came to define the Western world. Our story begins in the Bronze Age, with the rise of Minoan Crete and Mycenaean mainland palaces. The Minoans, centered on Knossos, built sprawling complexes with vibrant frescoes, trade routes that threaded the Mediterranean, and a writing system we still partly puzzle over. On the Greek mainland, the Mycenaeans fortified citadels, developed linear scripts, and inspired the epics we now know as Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. These early civilizations collapsed in the upheavals of the late Bronze Age, ushering in a centuries-long dark period. Yet from that apparent silence, new forms of life emerged, a patchwork of independent city-states, or polis, each experimenting with political systems, laws, and loyalties. Athens and Sparta came to dominate that Greek world, though their paths could not have been more different. Sparta forged a militarized society, where boys were trained from childhood to be soldiers, and the state prized order and discipline above all. Its economy relied on a subjugated population and an austere code of duty. Athens, by contrast, cultivated debate, drama, and democracy. In the 5th century BCE, under leaders like Pericles, it became a center of art, philosophy, and political innovation. Citizens gathered in the assembly to speak and vote, creating a political experiment that still resonates today. The Persian Wars tested Greek unity. When Persian armies invaded in the early 5th century BCE, Greek city-states, often rivals, joined to defend their lands. Legendary moments followed: the stand of a few hundred Spartans at Thermopylae, the naval triumph at Salamis, and the victory at Plataea. These battles halted Persian expansion and allowed Greek culture to flourish. The aftermath was a golden age in Athens, a burst of creativity that produced monumental architecture like the Parthenon, dramatic tragedies by Aeschylus and Sophocles, and philosophical giants, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, who asked what it means to know, to live justly, to be human. Yet the Greek world was never monolithic. Rivalries persisted, and the Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta tore the Greek world apart in the late 5th century BCE. The conflict exhausted resources and destabilized the region, allowing new forces to rise. Into this vacuum stepped Macedonia, a northern kingdom once considered semi-barbaric by southern Greeks. Under Philip II and his son Alexander, Macedonia transformed. Philip reorganized the military and politics. Alexander forged an empire that stretched from Greece to Egypt and into the heart of Asia. His conquests spread Greek language, art, and ideas across a vast territory, initiating the Hellenistic Age, a fusion of Greek and local cultures that reshaped the Mediterranean and Near East. The Hellenistic kingdoms, Ptolemaic Egypt, Seleucid Asia, and others, produced advances in science, mathematics, and literature. Alexandria's library became a beacon of learning, yet Rome's growing power eventually eclipsed the Hellenistic states. By the 1st century BCE, Greece fell under Roman rule. Its cities integrated into an empire that revered Greek culture even as it absorbed it. Through war and peace, conquest and conversation, Greek history is a study in contrasts: independent city-states and expansive empires, brutal discipline and philosophical inquiry, myths that explain the world and reason that seeks to understand it. Its legacy is visible in our languages, legal systems, art, and political thought. When we debate democracy, stage a play, study geometry, or coin a word, we echo voices from those sunlit forums and shadowed academies. So next time you walk past a ruined column or hear a phrase borrowed from Plato, remember that Greek history is not just a catalog of events. It is a living conversation, an ongoing inheritance that continues to shape how we think about power, beauty, and the good life. The stones may be old, but their questions remain urgent.